Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Techno Education Academy. In this video lecture, we will derive general heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinate. What is the application of general heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinate? While dealing with the problem of conduction of heat through the system having cylindrical geometry like as pipe, rod, cable, etc., it is convenient to use cylindrical coordinate system. So we are using this cylindrical coordinate to solve the problem of the heat transfer in cable, cylinder, etc. Here we are considering a small unit volume of cylinder which coordinate is R, 5 and Z, where R is the radius, 5 is the angle of the small portion. Okay, here we are considering d phi angle, okay, for a small unit volume of cylinder, and Z is the height of the cylinder, and here we are considering dz, it is the height of the element, and dr, it is the thickness of the element. According to the fundamental of mathematics, arc equal to angle into radius, r into d phi, and here the angle is d phi for a small element of cylinder, and thickness is dr, okay, at r radius, and dz, it is the height of the element. So we are getting the three dimension. This dimension is r into d phi, this is the dr, and this is dz. Here q dash r or del by del r, it is the heat entry in radial direction, and q dash r plus dr, or we can say del by del r plus dr, it is the exit of heat in this direction. Same as q dash 5, it is the entry of heat in this direction, and q dash 5 plus d phi, it is the exit of heat in this direction. Same as in z direction, in vertical direction, q dash z, it is the entry of heat, and q dash z plus dz, it is the exit of heat. Now we will apply the energy balance equation for this unit volume. Here we applied the energy balance equation, and according to the energy balance equation, the net heat accumulated in the element due to conduction of heat from all coordinate direction, here we are considering all three direction, plus heat generated within the element equal to energy stored in the element. So first of all, I will try to explain what is net heat accumulated in the element. So let us try to understand with one suitable example. Here we are considering a small element of cylinder. Here 200 joule, it is the entry of heat, and 60 joule, it is the exit of heat. Means some of the heat energy it will be stored in the body. So net heat equal to 200 minus 60 equal to 140 joule. It is called net heat accumulated in the element. Same as we can calculate the net heat accumulated in the element for remaining two dimension, and the sum of the net heat accumulated of all the three dimension, it is called total net heat accumulated in the element. So first of all we will calculate term A, then after we will calculate B and C, and finally we will put the value of A, B and C, and we are getting equation for general heat conduction for cylindrical coordinate system. Here we have already discussed, okay, the dimension of the element is dz, dr and r into d phi. So the volume of the element is r into d phi into dr into dz. It is the volume of the element of the cylinder. Let us assume q suffix g, qg equal to heat generation per unit volume per unit time. And here we are considering K is the thermal conductivity, rho is density, and C is specific heat, which is do not alter with position. So in some of the cases there is an internal heat generation, like as in electric motor, whenever the current will flow through the copper coil, so at that time it will generate the heat. It is called internal heat generation. Same like as in nuclear reactor, there is an internal heat generation. So in all the cases there is no any internal heat generation, but in few of the cases there is an internal heat generation will be there. But our objective is to derive the equation which is applicable for all cases, and it is universal equation. So here we are considering internal heat generation. In some of the example, if it is not given, then we are neglected. Qg is 0 if in a body there is no any internal heat generation. But here our objective is to derive universal equation which is applicable for all cases. So here we are considering, and our objective is first to calculate term A, which is net heat accumulated. We have already discussed in previous slide with some suitable example. So for that here we are considering all the direction one by one. Then after we are getting the total heat accumulated in the element. So first of all, heat flow in a radial direction, x5 plane. This is x5 plane in radial direction. So in radial direction, here you can see that Q dash R, it is the entry of heat, and Q dash R plus dr, it is the exit of heat in this direction, radial direction. And here we are considering thickness is dr. According to the Fourier law, Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Here we are using negative sign because heat is always flow from high grade to low grade, and it is continuously decreases with respect to thickness. So here we are considering negative sign. Here Q is heat transfer, K is thermal conductivity, A is a surface area which is perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. Remember guys, here we are considering area which is perpendicular to the direction of heat flow, and dt by dx, it is the temperature gradient. So whenever we apply the Fourier law in radial direction, so we are getting the equation Q dash R. We can say heat influx, or we can say del by del R, or Q dash R equal to minus K. In this direction, the area which is perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. Okay, so here the heat flow in radial direction Q dash R, and the area is perpendicular. Here you can see that this is a perpendicular area, and its dimension is R into d5 and dz, which is perpendicular area in the direction of heat flow. And dt by dx, so del t by del R into d tau, because it is a function of time. So here we are considering time also. So instead of temperature gradient, here we write down del t by del R into d tau. It is called equation 1. Same for heat exit, or we can say heat efflux, or Q dash R plus dr equal to Q dash R plus del by del R Qr into dr, which is called equation 2. We can also derive this equation by using Taylor series. Let us try to understand how can we derive this equation. So according to the Taylor series, the expansion of Q dash R plus dr equal to, in bracket, Q dash R plus del by del R in bracket Qr into dr by 1 factorial plus Q dash R plus del square by del R square into Qr into dr by 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial infinite. So here dr is a very small element. We have already discussed. It is a small element of the cylinder. So dr is very small, and dr divided by 2 factorial. 2 factorial means 2. Dr divided by 3 factorial. 3 factorial means 6. So it will become small, very small. So this remaining term is neglected. We are considering only first term because dr is very small. So this term, this remaining term is neglected. Here we are considering only first term, and we can derive the equation of Q dash R plus dr, or we can expand Q dash R plus dr equal to Q dash R plus del by del R Qr dr divided by 1 factorial, but 1 factorial means 1. So this is the expansion of Q dash R plus dr. We have already put this value in previous slide. So we can also derive it this value by using Taylor series. Then after, heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in radial direction. We have already derived these two equations in previous slide. So in previous example, we are also considering a small element. The heat input is 200 joule and exit is 60 joule, and the net heat accumulated is 200 minus 60, which is 140 joule. Same as whenever we derive the universal equation, so at that time subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, then after we are getting net heat accumulated in the radial direction. So dq dash r equal to q dash r minus q dash r plus dr. Now we will put the value of q dash r and q dash r plus dr. So here you can see that qr dash term is common. So the remaining term is, here you can see that q dash r and q dash r, it is cancel out. So the remaining term is del by del r q dash r into dr. So equal to minus del by del r q dash r into dr. Now we will put the value of q dash r from equation 1. So in this equation, here we are putting the value of q dash r equal to minus k in bracket r d phi into dz into del t by del r into d tau. Okay, and dro is already there. So minus minus plus, and here we keep out the common term k into r into d phi and dz d tau into dr, which is common for all equation. So this is the simplified term of above equation. Further we will simplify this equation. So here this term is remain as it is, and it is the multiplication rule of derivation. So according to the fundamental of derivation, whenever we apply the multiplication rule, so here first term is remain as it is. The derivation of second term is del square t by del r square. Then after second term is remain as it is, and the derivation of first term r is 1. So according to the multiplication of derivation, the simplification of this equation is k into dr into d phi into dz in bracket r into del square t by del r square plus del t by del r into d tau. Continue from previous slide. We can also write down this equation k into dr into r into d phi into dz. Here r is keep outside the bracket, so r is here. So del square t by del r square. So there is no any value of r, and here we keep out the r from the bracket. So it is 1 upon r multiplied by del t by del r into d tau. Same as heat flow in the tangential direction rz plane. So in tangential direction rz plane, okay, this is r and this is z, and the heat transfer which is perpendicular to the direction of rz plane is q dash phi. So heat influx equal to q dash phi equal to, according to the Fourier law, q equal to minus k dt by dx. So here we are using minus sign because heat is transferred from higher to lower. K is the thermal conductivity, and the perpendicular area to the direction of heat flow is dr into dz into del t by thickness r into d phi. This is the thickness. Okay, here you can see that q dash phi, it is the heat transfer, and the thickness in the direction of heat transfer is r into d phi multiplied by d tau, because it is a function of time, which is called equation 3. Same as the heat exit q dash phi plus d phi equal to q dash phi plus del by r into d tau into q dash phi into r into d phi. Okay, we can also derive this equation by using Taylor series. We have already derived it in previous case. Same as here we can expand this equation. So the heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in tangential direction equal to subtracting the value of equation 4 from 3. So continue from previous slide. We have already derived equation 3 and equation 4. Now we will subtract the value of equation 4 from equation 3. So here you can see that in equation 3 and equation 4, q dash 5, it is a common term, so it is cancelled out. So the remaining term is minus del by r into del 5 into q dash 5 into r into d5. So here we will put the value of q dash 5. So equal to minus del by r into del 5 in bracket the value of q dash 5 equal to minus k dr into dz del t by r into del 5 into d term, and this term is already there. Further we will simplify this equation. This minus term is multiplied with this minus, so minus minus plus. Here we will keep out the common term dr into d5 into dz, so it is separate out, and remaining term is del by r into del 5 in bracket 1 upon r. Here you can see that the common term is 1 upon r into del t by del 5 into d term. Further we will simplify this equation. So 1 upon r into 1 upon r means 1 upon r square, and del by del 5 into del t by del 5 means del square t by del 5 square into d term. So this is the general equation of heat accumulated in tangential direction. Same as we can derive the heat flow in axial direction. Axial direction means in this direction. So in axial direction, the heat entry is q dash z and the heat exit is q dash z plus dz. So in this direction, the entry of heat influx, or we can say heat entry, or we can say del by del z, or q dash z equal to, according to Fourier law of equation for conduction, minus k dt by dx. So here the area is which is perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. So in axial direction the perpendicular area is, so in axial direction the perpendicular area which is perpendicular to the direction of heat flow is r into d5 into dr, this plane, this yellow color. Here you can see z which is the perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. So perpendicular area is r into d5 into dr. Instead of dt by dx, we can write down del t by del z, because in this direction the thickness is dz, and here we are considering d term because it is a function of time. It is called equation 5. Same as the heat exit in the axial direction equal to q dash z plus dz equal to q dash z plus del by del z into q dash z into dz, which is called equation 6. So here the heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in the axial direction. So here we subtract the value of equation 6 from equation 5. Here the common term is q dash z, so it is cancelled out. So the remaining term is heat flow in axial direction equal to minus del by del z in bracket the value of qz equal to minus k. Here we will put the value of qz. Okay, this is the value of q dash z, and dz is already there. Further we will simplify this equation here, minus minus plus, and separate the term dr into r d5 into dz, and this del by del z, it is multiplied with this term, so del square t by del z square into d term. Okay, so this is the simplified form of this equation, which is the heat flow in the axial direction, net heat accumulated in the axial direction. So heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in radial direction, plus heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in tangential direction, plus heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in axial direction. So sum of these three direction heat flow, it is called net heat accumulated in the element. So in all the cases of heat accumulated in the element, the common term is K into dr into r d5 into dz into d time. Here you can see that in all the cases this is a common term. So the total heat accumulated in the element equal to this is keep it outside, and the summation of this all the direction of heat flow in tangential, in axial, in radial, it is called net heat accumulated in the element. So the total heat generated within the element is given by, we have already discussed, okay, small q, or we can say specific heat equal to heat divided by volume. So heat equal to specific heat multiplied by volume. So we know that the volume of the element is r into d5 into dr into dz. So put the value of volume same as energy stored in the element. As we know that equation of the heat transfer equal to mcp delta T, where m is the mass, Cp is the specific heat, and dt is the temperature difference. But our objective is to convert the mass into volume. So finally we can simplify the equation by separating this term in all the equation. So here we convert the mass into volume. So according to the fundamental property, density equal to mass upon volume. So mass equal to density into volume. So here we will put the value mass equal to density into volume, and volume of the element we are knowing dr into r d5 into dz. So put the value. So the heat transfer equation, or we can say energy stored in the element, equal to m equal to rho v. Rho means density, we know that, and c means specific heat, and del t by del tau into d tau. Now according to the energy balance equation, we know that A plus B equal to C. A means net heat accumulated in the element, B means heat generated in the element, equal to energy stored in the element. So we will put the value of A, B and C from the previous slide. So the net heat accumulated in the element we have already discussed in previous slide. B and C value is already there. So put the value of A, B and C in this equation. So in all the term A, B and C, the common term is dr into r d5 into dz into d tau. In all the equation here you can see that it is a common term, so it is keep it outside from the bracket. So the general equation of energy balance, by putting the value of A, B and C, here you can see that this is a value of A, B and C. So we have already discussed in all the equation, okay, this is a common term. Okay, so dividing both side by dr into r d5 into dz into d tau, and we are getting the simplified equation K in bracket del square t by del r square 1 upon r del t by del r plus 1 upon r square del square t by del phi square plus del square t by del z square. Here it is cancel out, so the remaining term is qg, and here this term is cancel out, the remaining term is rho into c into del t by del tau. But we know that K is a thermal conductivity. So if the material properties remain same, K is remain same, thermal conductivity, so it is keep it outside, and here we divide by K, this is a cross multiplication. So K is on right hand side, it is equal to 1 upon K, or we can say rho c by K, Qg by K, and we know that K by rho c, it is called thermal diffusivity, but here rho c by K is there, so it is equal to 1 upon alpha. So the equation of alpha is K by rho c, so here rho c by K is there, so it is equal to 1 upon alpha. So this is the simplified equation, or we can say general equation of heat conduction for cylindrical coordinate. This equation is a general heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinate. In case there are no heat sources present and heat flow is steady and one dimensional, then equation is reduced to. So first of all, we will try to understand no heat source means Qg equal to 0, and heat flow is steady means del T by delta V equal to 0, and one dimension, the remaining two dimension heat transfer is 0. So here we are considering only radial direction. So the equation is del square T by del R square plus 1 upon R del T by del R, because here in one dimension we are considering only radial direction, the remaining dimension heat transfer, or we can say in other direction heat transfer is 0, so it is equal to 0. No internal heat generation, so this term is also 0. Steady flow, so del T by delta V is also 0, so it is equal to 0. So this is the simplified equation of this main equation whenever we are considering no heat source, steady flow and one dimension. But del square T by del R square plus 1 upon R into dt by dr, because it is only depend on one direction, so we can also write down simple derivation instead of partial, because here the number of parameter is only one, radial direction. We can also write down this equation in this form. Whenever we separate these terms, then after we are getting the same equation. So according to the multiplication rule, whenever we simplified this equation, so we are getting the same equation. Since 1 upon R is not equal to 0, radius is never 0. So therefore, this term d by dr into R into dt by dr equal to constant, or we can say R into dt by dr equal to constant. So this is the general heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinate system. Here Qg is internal heat generation, K is thermal conductivity, rho is density, C is specific heat, and alpha is thermal diffusivity. So I hope this content it will be helpful to you. If you would like to watch this type of more technical videos, then please subscribe our channel.